Hey guys, Mommy in the Making here. For those of you that are new, my name is Caitlin. I am a mommy and a wife, and I have two little girls, Aubrey and Brinley. Aubrey is 4 and Brinley is almost a year old. So I am so excited to be joining you guys today to talk all about minimalism. Now, I almost am hesitant to call what I do minimalism just because I don't believe in strict rules or certain numbers. I really just am super intentional and purposeful about what we buy, what we put in the house, and kind of how we just structure our lives. And minimalism has really brought joy back into my motherhood. So I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you guys and answering all your questions. This is a great question. What are the biggest areas you've noticed minimalism impacting your life? So I am gonna say that the toys were the biggest one, the dishes next, and then laundry. I honestly was at a point in my motherhood where I was so overwhelmed and I felt like all I did was clean up after other people, and I felt like my house was always a wreck. Aubrey was always getting in trouble for just having a mess. She seemed like overwhelmed with her playroom, almost like she couldn't find things that she wanted, and it was just a really hard time for my motherhood. And I was like, I should be enjoying this, like what is going on? And I noticed that our things and the stuff we own was starting to rule my life, and I am not going to let toys run my life. So paring down the toys and really just getting intentional and purposeful about the toys that my girls have was amazing. Getting rid of all the extra loud toys, all the toys that did the imagining and the playing for them, and keeping things like blocks and books and puzzles and coloring books, and then their little action figures that, you know, they create these amazing imaginative stories with, was just an awesome impact on my motherhood and on my daughter too. The dishes were really amazing. Going down to everyone having one cup made such a big difference in my life, because that problem of going through the house and finding all of these cups and just feeling that frustration was over. Everybody has one cup, so if you don't bring your cup back to the kitchen and put it in the sink and wash it out, then guess what? You don't have a cup to use. So it has really forced everyone, especially my daughter, to bring their cups back to me and find and look for their cups. It prevents me from finding the spilled milk or the yucky grossness of finding a cup after it's been lost for a little bit. And it has really just taught her responsibility, and it reminds us too of responsibility. Paring down the plates has forced me that when I get a plate and I eat my lunch on it, I usually will rinse it off now right away, because we don't have as many plates. So if I would like a plate for the next meal, I can't just go grab a new one out of the cabinet and keep creating dishes. It really stops that cycle. So dishes were a big one. And then laundry. Really looking at my wardrobe and reminding myself that I am worth having a wardrobe that I love, and that keeping clothes that were too small for me or that I didn't look good in just because I spent money on them, and leaving them in my closet almost as a constant reminder of, you can't wear this because it doesn't fit, or this didn't look good on you. Removing that negativity from my closet made a huge difference, and creating a capsule wardrobe where now when I go into my closet, I love everything that I own and everything fits me well. So that has made a huge difference. That was a really hard one, because I think we have an emotional attachment to things, or we spend money on things and we feel like we have to keep them. But the truth is, you already spent the money. That part is done. The wasteful part is done. Now you're just doing more damage by continuing to keep something that doesn't work for you. So that made a huge difference, and I would say that those areas are probably going to be the areas that will impact you the most as well. Another amazing question, how do I keep now from buying? This is a really important one, and I think that there's a period of time actually when I went through all of our items that I actually felt ashamed when I noticed all the items I was getting rid of, when I looked at each item and realized the ones that I had impulse bought or bought because I was having an emotional day or trying to fill up a space somewhere else, and instead of dealing with that thing in my mind or my heart, I went and impulse bought instead, and bought to make myself happy, or the things that I had bought to keep up with somebody else, or the things that I had bought because I thought I needed them to be a good mom or a good wife. So feeling that shame and realizing, hey, I have a problem of, you know, buying things when I'm upset, or I am trying to fill an emotional void here, really makes you think a lot about how you purchase things and the things that you bring into your home. And after experiencing the joys of minimalism and having that time, and really never being embarrassed when people come by to my house, because it's always picked up, because it's easy to pick up, that trumps everything. At a Target or something, I am not tempted to go to the dollar spot and buy a bunch of dollar spot things, because I remember all of the things I bought at the dollar spot impulse buy, or bought them, oh, because this is cute, but not really for a purpose, and ended up donating later. So yeah, once you go through that, I promise it is a lot easier to not buy, because one, you're reaping the rewards, and two, you kind of feel, at least I know I did, a shame about all the stuff that you did own and how much stuff took up space in your life. I love Christmas. I love birthdays. I love to give gifts. It's one of my love languages. Minimalism has not stopped me from doing that. However, I am much more purposeful and intentional, you've heard me say those words a lot, about the things that I buy. And because I don't buy my daughter stuff throughout the year, Christmas is so much more fun because she hasn't gotten presents all year, or I haven't gone to the dollar spot and bought her a bunch of little toys. So she's super excited to get gifts. She's very grateful, and it's nice because I collect things that I know she actually wants all year round, as opposed to, you know, having bought her toys and stuff throughout the year and her playroom's completely stuffed to the brim, and then Christmas gets here and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I gotta buy this kid more toys and it's gonna be more mess. So being a minimalist has actually brought a lot of joy to Christmas and birthdays for me. Big birthdays. I love big birthdays. I love throwing celebrations. I love the act of doing that. That brings me joy. However, if it is not something that brings you joy, don't do it. I really just almost want to call this a video about intentionalism, because minimalism is not one size fits all. You have to minimalize the things in your life and create space for joy and peace and stillness in your life. So throwing those big parties and decorating brings me joy. Because I have made space in my life and gotten rid of other things that don't bring me joy, I now get to enjoy those parties. I'm not stressed out and anxious because I have space for that now. So I do enjoy doing that, but if that's not something you enjoy, if it brings you anxiety and stress, do not do it. Just do something small. I think that a lot of times we feel this pressure to do everything big, and that is not the case. You should absolutely do what makes you happy and what really brings you joy. So I love birthdays and Christmas still, and I do not find that minimalism has made it to where I don't get to enjoy those things. In fact, I enjoy them more. I also have a rule about buying things that my kid needs first. So that's another rule. If Aubrey needs something, I take care of the needs for Christmas and birthday first, and then maybe one or two things that she really wants. And that has really served us well. Great question. How do I decide what to get rid of and what to keep going through any room? Mostly it's a feeling, or I look at everything as how much time it takes up in my life. So a really simple thing of this is like the toys. When we went through the toys, I realized it was taking me 10 plus minutes when all the toys were out to clean up. And it was causing me a lot of anxiety and stress, and my daughter and I would fight about it, and I just stopped for a minute and be like, okay, these toys do not run our life. Anything as time or feeling that it's giving me, and then true joy. So things in my house now, I don't keep things that don't bring me true joy. Obviously, like my microwave doesn't bring me joy, but I keep it because it cooks food, but you know what I mean? So, and because of that, a lot of the items in my house are really special. So the toys, I decided I gave myself a set time, 5 minutes. It needs to be, if all the toys are out, it needs to take 5 minutes for us to clean this up. And I mean all the toys. Aubrey went through her stuffed animals. I let her pick her favorites, and those are her favorite animals, and I know they actually mean something to her. So the quantity is less, but the emotional attachment and love is more. And that's with all her toys. So I know that the toys in there are actually her favorites, are actually ones that she enjoys and loves playing with. And she's really grateful now. And I noticed that attitude of just kind of needing more has started to wane a little bit, because I do not buy her toys constantly, and she does not have an excessive amount. And we enjoy our days more because we don't spend 2 hours at the end of the night cleaning up the giant mess that's been left. So as far as decor items go, things like that, I truly don't have items in my home that I don't absolutely love. I used to kind of have things sitting in places just to have something to put there, and then I realized that was a little silly. I have blank spots all over my house. They bring me joy. I realize I don't have to fill up every wall and every area with stuff. And then for the spots where I do want something, I don't just buy something to buy it and stick it there. I am super purposeful and intentional, there's that word, about the things I buy. And it's kind of exciting because I do have a blank spot somewhere and I know there's something specific I want and I wait for it. And then it's really exciting to be able to fill that space. And when you do find that really great thing that you wanted there and you're like, man, that's what I wanted, that's what goes there. So that is kind of an overview of how I decide what to keep. Something I really wanted to talk about, I know this video has gotten super long, thank you guys for sticking around, is the emotional headspace you can clear up when you clear up the physical things around you. I noticed that I was living in a constant state of stress and anxiety, and I always just felt kind of overwhelmed. My home was ruling my life, and the stuff we owned was ruining my life, and it was stealing joy away from my motherhood. And I just so much encourage you to go on this journey and start small. I would start in a bathroom or maybe like a drawer, like a junk drawer or something, and start small. I promise you will get addicted to the idea of minimalizing. I'm gonna post some things down below, a link to Ali Casassa's Instagram. She is a mommy minimalism guru. She helped me a lot when I first started my minimalism journey, so I'm going to link her Instagram down below. I'm also going to link her Purposeful Home podcast down below. This is not a sponsorship or anything. Allie probably has no idea who I am, but I absolutely love her, and she's a lot of guidelines on minimalism. I think that you should go on Pinterest. There's stuff about minimalism all over the place, and just remember that minimalism does not have to be a structured, joyless thing that you do. It is all about, it's not about numbers. It's all about bringing joy and space back into your life so that you can fill it with the things that truly matter, and really just creating a life for you and your kids, and a life that can bring you peace and stillness and joy, so that you are not the frazzled, overwhelmed mom, but you can be the mom that has the time to sit down with her kids, or isn't always cleaning up. You can be the mom that is sitting down in the present and enjoying her motherhood and not ruled by stuff. I know I didn't get to everyone's questions. I will do another video like this if you guys want me to, or specific areas. I'm gonna link down below also my girls' room and playroom tour, because I talk about their capsule wardrobes and stuff in there as well. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please list any questions you have below, or if you'd like me to do another video on a specific area, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.